Alrighty folks, what's going on? This is Matt here from Darwin Linux Tech Gaming. This is the fusion of Linux technology and gaming, and this video is about the question that gets brought up quite frequently is professional, because it's a wide gamut for what is considered professional content creation on Linux. Is it possible? The short answer, if you actually dig into stuff, yeah, it's possible. Now, content creation, again, kind of like professional, is really dependent on where you sit on things. But this particular video, I wanted to kind of highlight some of the more alternative stuff. These are not drop-in replacements. These are stuff that will require you to learn stuff. So this is no different if you're going from Adobe Premiere to Final Cut. There's going to be a fucking learning curve. Same deal. You change programs. It's like changing cars. Shit's going to be different, but similar. So I'm not showing applications like in use and all that stuff, but I'm just going to kind of highlight some applications that are available. This is a mix of commercial, proprietary apps that are available for purchase. And these are also a mix of open source apps. So do keep that in mind. These all cater to content creation in some way, shape, or form, whether it be from writing a script for a video, audio editing, etc. So let's get into the list, shall we? So first up, we always get the video editing crap about, oh, Linux doesn't have any video editors, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. Not the first time I've heard it. Won't sure shit be the last. So first up, we have Lightworks, which is available for Linux. Now, there's a variety of SKUs for this particular application. You can download it and use it for free. There are limitations in codec support, output support, etc. for that, but you can use it for free. I believe if you buy yearly, it's $189, or if you buy outright, it's $300 something with a bunch of extra support. Or you can pay monthly for it. Your choice. I love the fact that they give you options. I love the fact that they actually make it so you can buy a thing and that's just you own it. That is really, really cool. I enjoy this. Next up, we have DaVinci Resolve. Like, it's kind of the standard bearer. It can be a little bit of a pain on Linux, but it has everything that you're going to want incorporated into the app itself. Everything from effects and titlers and color correction and all the other stuff. Like, if you want to talk about pro, Lightworks is pro, but so isn't DaVinci Resolve. And people want to talk about, standard bearer apps and like, et cetera, et cetera. This is about as a standard bearer as you're going to get outside of anybody that is in the Adobe sphere. This is about as pro as you're going to get. Next up, if you're a streamer, like this is a no-brainer app, which is OBS, and it's available on everything. Windows, Mac, and Linux. So if you stream, you know. OBS is great. It's an open source application that I remember when it first started wasn't so great. And then it became fan-fucking-tastic in the standard bearer. I consider this so much better than Streamlabs and all the other esoteric things that are available. And it is available and democratized enough where anybody can do it. I use OBS for all like the local video stuff because it's just that much easier with titlers and transitions and all that stuff in layers. So fantastic. Still love OBS, open source as well. If you need a little bit heavier video editor, Cinelerra or Cinelerra GG for this particular one. Linux only. So sorry, this isn't a Mac OS Windows app. But the thing that I love about Cinelerra is it functions for what it is intended to function for. And it has a lot of stuff that has its features and functions. The website's not god awful. It doesn't look like, as much as I like OBS, their website needs some freaking updating. This looks like more of a professional video editor style site. Cinelerra features, 8K video rendering. I believe it has like server farm rendering that's available. It utilizes a bunch of codecs Its multi-pane window system makes it so if you have multiple monitors, it's fantastic for video editing. Anybody who does video editing will understand that having your tools on one and the output and everything else on another, and however many monitors you have, and being able to see all that is fantastic. It has support for the Contour shuttle devices as well. So just overall a fantastic piece of software that never gets a lot of love because I don't think a lot of people can wrap their head around the interface. Once you do, it's actually not that hard. Next up, most people are going to recommend GIMP, etc. I don't recommend GIMP. I never do. Just from the shitty naming convention to their lack of a lot of other things. I usually actually generally recommend Krita just from an interface point of view. It tends to be a lot better. While its focus is for drawing, it can be done to do photo. And I think it actually does photo better than GIMP. Again, personal preference, but for image creation in a general sense, Krita will do far better than GIMP. And it is the closest thing that we have to Adobe Illustrator or any of those kind of content creation apps. I mean, there's also things like Inkscape and a few other things, but this is, to me, the go-to, like, anything image-related app to go to. Next up, another app that doesn't get a lot of love. This used to be, I believe it was Bibble Labs. This is essentially Adobe Lightroom. If you needed a Lightroom and you need commercial support, this is the app for you. It's a Corel product. Corel is well known, well respected as far as their consumer apps. Corel Video Studio is probably my favorite video editor when it comes to Windows video editing. So on Linux, the fact that this is available and from well, I would say a fairly well respected brand and company, that it is well worth the $63 for this. It wasn't that long ago Humble Bundle actually had a sale where you could pay $1 to get this application. That is fan-fucking-tastic for what you get. So I definitely recommend it. There are other kind of open source alternatives to it. There's Darktable. There's Darktable, Raw Therapy. There's a simpler version of Raw Therapy called Art, which is also available. So the list goes on and on and on. But if you need commercial support, I definitely recommend Corel Aftershot Pro 3. Office Suites, if you're going to do scripting and all that kind of stuff, only, and it's open source, and you need Microsoft compatibility, which is what most offices need, I'm going to tell you to run the only Office editors all damn day. Just from an interface perspective to a compatibility perspective, etc., I find that it is a much better option than generally write Office for the compatibility stuff. Now, if you need commercial software for that particular stuff, I'm going to, again, recommend SoftMaker Office because it, again, compatibility, interface, and the pricing is fair. Now, it might have features and functions you don't care about, but the pricing is fair. You buy it, you own it. That's just what it is. And that, to me, is perfectly fine and legitimate. They aren't trying to sell you the constant subscription that Adobe force feeds people. So people actually own their shit. Audio editing. Audio editing is pretty on Linux and across the board. If you're going the free route, it's going to be Audacity. Regardless of what you think of some of the dumbs that Audacity has done over in the Audacity team over the course of time, it's kind of the standard for most free video audio editing. And as a tool, it's good. I enjoy it for the most part. So that's it. Audacity. Now, DAWs. DAWs are an interesting thing, digital audio workstation, because DAWs are like video editors. People, like, once they know a DAW, that's just what they know. That's what they, if you're using Ableton or whatever, that's what people are going to use. Now, most of the open sourcey people are going to yell at you to go use Ardor, by all means. Some people don't like it from an interface perspective. Some people don't like it from how it functions. It doesn't. Take your pick. Honestly, to me, as soon as I see this website, that is a turnoff to me. Just from the screenshots to the way it's laid out, etc. Just UI looking is very high Debian looks good kind of deal. So that's just my take. I'm not saying the software is bad. I'm just saying that the website design is bad. However, then you have things like Traction, which are a professional level video, not video editor, digital audio workstation that is available on Linux. Yes, you have to pay for it. I honestly don't remember what the cost is for the Pro. It's been a while. I'm not seeing it right off. Either way, let's see. What's the buy option? $2.99. So, or if you want the $5.99 or $9.99. So I do like the fact that they give you plenty of options to actually buy it. Next up is another one, which again, the interface as far as the UI on the website needs to be updated, is Reaper. Reaper has worked a long time on Linux actually, but it was mostly done through Wine. I believe now they're doing native packages for like app image and stuff. I could be wrong there. Nope, TarGZ. Either way, I know they are doing native packaging development and actually developing on Linux as opposed to what they were doing before. So fantastic. Reaper is another commercial available app that is supported, and nothing wrong with that. Again, these are all these are solutions for content creation. And another one that doesn't get a lot of love is Bitwig Studio. Now, again, these are all different tools. They all interact differently, and how you use them is different from what you're coming to. Understand that. But Bitwig is a fantastic DAW. Takes a bit of learning, but once you learn it, it's actually really, really, really good. And I love the fact that they do have a good level of support. I don't believe they have a terrible trial version, but they also have a very good kind of up the chain, as it were. So like you have a $99, $199, $399. So they have a very tiered system that I think is very, very fair. And I don't believe there's really a limit on the trial except for the 30 days. So again, these are just some of the content creation. A lot of these are more paid for apps, but they are able to be bought outright, fully supported on Linux for content creation. Now, there are some open source apps, yes, but to say that you can't do content creation on Linux is just falsely wrong. There are industry standard apps that are available, and I'm not even getting into things like Nuke and Fusion and all the other apps that like that end of the sphere. I'm talking strictly content creation is available on Linux for the end user, everyday content creator to do. So people who say you are able to do it, you're not actually looking. You're just saying, oh, Adobe is not available. Doesn't work. I get you're in the sphere, but if you're not willing to go outside of that, why are you even looking at switching OSs? You know, if you're looking at Mac and you're like, okay, I'm going to go to Final Cut as opposed to Premiere or Adobe's Creative Cloud stuff, you're already in the bubble. So just weigh your options that are actually out there. And that's what people, I think, far too often don't do. They don't weigh all their options. And they just make blind, blanket, stupid statements. Oh, you can't do content creation on Linux. Actually, you can. You can't do professional content creation on Linux. Actually, you can. It's a blanket statement that is stupid. I don't like Adobe, but I'm not going to say it's the worst option. That's just it. So, again, it's all a matter of perspective, but can you do professional content creation on Linux? Yeah, you can. Whether or not you're willing to change up a few things and some workflow, That's where the catch is. And if you're already doing it to go to Mac OS, say from Windows or from Mac OS to Windows, etc., you're already changing all your applications. You're already changing out your entire fucking workflow. So why not look at the other alternatives that are fucking available as well? Because really for you, it doesn't matter. It's the tools, not the fucking table that the tools are being used on that matter to you. So I'd be more worried about the tools and the different types of tools and knowing that, as opposed to the fucking table that is being propped up on. So I prefer to not make blanket dumb statements. I kind of do sometimes. We all kind of do. But when I'm looking at software and that kind of stuff, I try to present all the options that are available to the best you can to people to make their own choices. Be it paid, open source, all your preferences, and try to push as many as your preferences out the door and just give the people the option and whatever the hell they choose. That's what matters. But to make blanket stupid statements about you can't do professional content creation on Linux is also a blind blanket stupid statement in and of itself. Just like me saying you can't game on a Mac when you actually can. It's just what kind of games. Just like on Linux, you can do professional content creation on Linux. But do the apps meet what you need? So that's my take. Those are some program and app recommendations. But yes, you can do professional content creation.